Hey there, I wanted to show you my new recipe. It is a roasted shaved Brussels sprouts mixed with balsamic dressing and also mixed in some apples and some walnuts. First you want to clean your Brussels sprouts, rinse them off under cold water. And the first way we're going to shave the Brussels sprouts is by using a knife. So you take a sharp knife, take a Brussels sprout and cut it lengthwise and then turn it over, and then you want to just slice really thin strips of the Brussels sprouts and then discard the end. So you're going to do that, and then once you're done, you just take your hands and then you're going to just kind of loosely separate all the Brussels sprout pieces, and then there you will have shaved Brussels sprouts using a knife. So the second way we're going to shave the Brussels sprouts is to use a food processor. So the first thing you want to do is rinse and wash off the Brussels sprouts and discard any of the discolored leaves. Second thing you want to do is trim the ends of the Brussels sprouts before you put them into the food processor. And for the food processor, we want to use the slicing blade. And when you're putting each one of the Brussels sprouts in, you also want to just let the food processor run, so we don't want to pulse the Brussels sprouts as they're being thinly sliced into the food processor. And this goes really quickly, probably about 30 seconds. You'll have all your Brussels sprouts shaved and ready to go. So once you've added in all your Brussels sprouts, the next thing you want to do is take the lid off and then empty the shaved Brussels sprouts into a bowl so you get it ready to add in the sauce before we roast the Brussels sprouts. Let's make the balsamic dressing for the roasted Brussels sprouts. First, we're going to add in the balsamic vinegar. Next, we're going to add in the maple syrup. Then after that, we'll add in some Dijon mustard, followed by a pinch of red pepper flakes, which are optional. And we're going to whisk that all together. And once that's prepped and ready to go, we will pour that over the Brussels sprouts before we roast the Brussels sprouts. Just going to mix the dressing all the way through, just get it evenly dispersed throughout all the shaved Brussels sprouts before we roast it in the pan. Next, we're going to take the dressed Brussels sprouts and add them to a lined baking sheet with parchment paper and spread evenly across the baking sheet and put into a 400 degrees oven and let bake for about 10 minutes until the Brussels sprouts start to get a golden brown. While the shaved Brussels sprouts are roasting in the oven, you can chop up your walnuts into small pieces. And then next we want to use about 2 apples. I used Gala apples. You can use your apples of choice. And you want to chop them up into small little quarters or small little rectangles. And we will add them also to the Brussels sprouts. And once the Brussels sprouts are ready to come out of the oven, you want to take the roasted shaved Brussels sprouts and add them to a bowl, and next we will mix in the walnuts plus the apples and stir that all together, and next we'll squeeze in some fresh lemon juice and it's ready to be served. And you could use this as a nice side dish, or this could be great for a holiday to add to your holiday table.